What's going on, everybody? It's Rev, and welcome back to another Dauntless video. In this video, I'm going to cover everything that you need to know to get started in Escalation. But what is Escalation? Are there any useful tips? And how do you get started? Escalation is a seasonal gauntlet mode, where you take on one set of gear, one set of consumables, and enter a gauntlet of behemoths. Along the way, you'll encounter brand new modifiers never seen before, Slayer talents, and buffs unique to the Escalation game mode called amps, the highly coveted dual behemoth fights seen in alpha and early beta, as well as the brand new behemoth Malkarion, a lightning serpent featuring a unique mounting mechanic alongside their armor and legendary weapons. One thing is for sure though, if Escalation is a mountain, we're definitely starting all the way at the bottom. So let's go over what we need to know to get started. If you're a newer player, you'll need to reach gear score 350 before heading into Escalation. Once you are, you can then proceed with the following instructions. Once you log in, you're going to have a quest available called Things Have Escalated, available for pickup at Arkin Drew, Ramsgate's Lantern Crafter. This quest is going to prompt you to do your first Escalation run on the easiest difficulty. A quick note about Escalation's difficulty curve: you'll need to run the earlier difficulty stages of Escalation several times before taking on the harder difficulty. If you're overgeared, you're going to smash the early difficulties, and that's expected, so don't write it off right away. After slaying your first behemoth, you'll be prompted to approach the lodestone located in the back of each arena. Interacting with the lodestone allows you to pick up a buff to carry with you for your next encounters. There's a rather large pool of buffs, so you're not going to see them all in one run. Choose what's interesting to you and proceed with the run. Your score for Escalation is based off of your danger meter at the end of every behemoth encounter, breaking parts, and overall performance has a say as well. So the better you play, the higher your Escalation score, which translates into more XP at the end of the run, and by proxy, faster talent tree levels. More on that in a moment. After you finish your first Escalation run and return to Arkin, he'll want you to place your first talent point in the seasonal talent tree. Next to Arkin is a Lantern Attunement Device, or LAD for short. Open up the LAD menu and place your very first talent point, and the quest will be complete. Another note about talent points is that you're actually not boosting up your player's power directly. You're boosting your effectiveness in Escalation, which means you're boosting the amps that are found at the end of each behemoth fight. Here, I'm highlighting over Executioner. It deals 10% damage for each behemoth below 50%, but as I go up in levels, you'll see that it actually maxes out at 25%. And so the next time I come across Executioner, it's going to be plus 25% instead of that initial 10%. Placing talent points is also the gauge of seasonal progress, similar to the Hunt Pass's leveling system. The more you progress the seasonal talent tree, the more character power you'll earn, as well as earning the Malcarrion Ultra Armor and other seasonal benefits. Because upgrading your Lantern gives you power and resistance scores, this means it's going to bleed into your gameplay elsewhere. Maxing your power score and your Lantern will be essential for the Pinnacle Trial runs and maximizing efficiency on patrols. Speaking of the Hunt Pass, Escalation is a really great way to complete bounties. Be sure you're taking advantage of how many behemoths you're going to be fighting and taking bounties that have behemoth, weapon, damage, and elemental type requirements as opposed to other options. It's totally possible that you'll be able to complete 4 bounties in one Escalation run. Arkin then gives you a follow-up quest. He wants you to place 5 talent points before taking on the more difficult levels of Escalation. This takes quite a few runs. If my memory serves, it's about 8 or 9 maxed out runs of Escalation to start doing the harder difficulty. After completing the 5 talent points quest, that's the last quest. You'll be able to embark on the harder difficulty of Escalation and continue playing Escalation and grinding talent points at your leisure. The harder difficulty is the only difficulty that Malcarrion shows up in. So you'll want to be prepared to face a lightning behemoth potentially at the end of your Escalation runs while playing on this difficulty. Malcarrion is a lightning behemoth that features a brand new mounting mechanic. Hit the fissures of aether that it creates after certain attacks, and take to the skies with your grappling lantern, I guess. Similar to Rezakiri, Malkarion is evasive and hits like a truck. I'm gonna put a video together of a proper guide on how to fight this behemoth, but that's a separate video. When Malcarrion is defeated, you'll get access to its new legendary weapons. A weapon that adopts the passives of other weapons of the same type and element. Legendary weapons also have 2 prismatic cell slots that allow you to put in any cell you want. Finally, the legendary weapons have a legendary ability attached to them. Malcarrion's teleports you behind a behemoth and deals shock damage after a channel time. These legendary weapons are highly versatile and potentially best in slot, but you're going to have to run Malcarrion quite a bit to get them fully completed. You'll also get access to Malcarrion's armor that features a new cell perk called Grace, a mobility cell with an attack speed perk that plays off the sprint speed it provides. This is going to be the go-to mobility cell for most weapons, so keep an eye out for it. And that's everything I have for Escalation. In my opinion, this game mode is just a superior game mode to the current game of Dauntless that we've been playing for the past year or so. It's more of the same, but it's also new enough that it feels fresh, and it's seasonal, which means it's going to be something that can be built upon and improved. New modifiers, new buffs, new talents, legendaries, etc. Making for a relatively refreshing addition to Dauntless. That's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be really appreciated. If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe and use creator code RevvyRad in the Dauntless in-game store. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I will be streaming and live on Twitch very, very frequently while Escalation is new and fresh and we have new players coming in. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you on the Shattered Isles.